All right, should we do the SDU? I mean, are you too busy, Mark, that you can't write second date update on the Post-it?
It's so funny because I actually have, when he first started doing that little like synopsis of it or whatever, I had the same like Sandy.
Anytime I see SD, in my brain goes San Diego.
Yeah.
And then U is obviously university.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, it's not. It's second date update. Dear Ryan and Sissany, I met a guy at a bar. I was very proud of myself because I approached him. I've never done that before, so I did the thing where I pretend to recognize him, but he was actually someone else. It worked. We exchanged numbers, went out 3 days later, ended up back at his place. Nothing crazy. Did kiss, though. I thought he was totally excited to see me again, but now he isn't responding to my text. So what happened? We've all been there.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes, I remember when this first started happening to me. I was in school. And I'd be like, wasn't even text. I'd be like, why hasn't she called my house?
Yeah.
And then it turns out she was on a vacation with her family. But don't they have phones?
Yeah, and like,
So
shouldn't
then
she send postcards then?
Right.
Yeah.
That was kind of fun. Back in the day,
Yeah.
you would get like one postcard over the summer that was mailed 6 weeks prior.
Yeah.
And would get to you in August. But now we don't have to deal. Now, if you don't get the instant response, you wonder and you make yourself nuts over it. It causes anxiety, which causes zits. So let me get Stephanie on the phone. Stephanie, good morning. How are you?
Hey, good morning. Good.
We're going to call this guy on the air with you on the phone in a second and let you listen in while we ask him questions. But what do you think went wrong? Do you have any idea?
No, I have no idea. We had like a really great time. I approached him at the bar and
I like that.
we really hit it off. We even like made out a little bit. Like I have no idea what.
But here's what I need to know. What was the last thing said in person?
The last thing said was him saying, "Take care, talk soon."
Who says
Take
that?
care? Oh, take care I don't like at all. I say take
No,
care.
but it didn't feel like bad or anything. It just felt like, take care.
2 things. How was the kiss?
Is that the second thing too?
No, how was the kiss?
Oh, it was great. It was great.
And did you guys make plans to
long.
see each other again?
We didn't, but to me, talk soon is making plans to make plans.
Well, but take
know what I mean?
care is not warm.
Yeah,
I say take care to people I'm in an argument with.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I disagree with you completely, but take care.
Yeah.
We have different views on this totally, but take care.
Or like, you were my
It
dentist.
felt
Like, take care.
It felt like a version of like home safe or get home safe.
Well, that is better than take care. Hold on. We're going to call this guy. Hang on one second, Stephanie. SDU. Second date update continues next. We are making the call on second date update. I've grown to like these better for what they do.
Yeah.
And then I'll have one that is terrible. But this one, it could be very helpful. So I don't get it. This guy, he goes out with Stephanie and they go over to his place and all's going well. And then at the end he says, take care. I'll see you soon. Take care. I say take care to Tubbs. Right? Like
Me too.
Right. But you and Tubbs, I don't understand you two. But when Tubbs he'll come with a big extension cord. And he'll plug it in. Mm-hmm. And then he'll hook it up to my Christmas lights. Mm-hmm. And I'll say, thanks for coming over and help me out with that. Take care.
Yeah.
That's what I say to the IT Tubbs guy. But you don't say that like romantic. If you're just made out with someone, you don't say, take care. See you soon. You would say take care?
I know. I agree with you. I wouldn't say take care, but this guy might be a little shy. He might be. He
wasn't so shy. He took her back to his place and kissed her.
But he could have had a little liquid courage. We don't know. He could be like a little awkward.
All right. So Stephanie wants to know what is up with people these days. They just act like something and then they bail and don't respond.
Preach.
Second date update. So Stephanie, we're going to call this Evan. And I call him this Evan until I like him.
Well, let's see.
Until I know what he's all about. This Evan. And then, well, you be quiet though, because we want to ask him some questions and find out what's going on in his mind and his head, okay?
Okay, I'm biting my lip.
Bite your lip.
I need to know.
Because you thought he was excited to see you again, then he doesn't respond to text. And he said, take care, after the kiss.
I didn't think that was weird until you said it, but maybe that's okay.
Preach. Hold on one sec. Be quiet now. We're going to call this guy, this Evan.
This Evan.
You always say this in front of someone's name until
They prove
you let
themselves.
them in. This Tubbs.
Hello.
This is Evan?
Yep.
Hi, Evan. It's Ryan Seacrest calling on 102.7 Kiss FM. How are you?
Good. How about you?
I'm good, Rod. Thanks for asking. Hey, so did you recently go out with a woman named Stephanie?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess that was last week or so.
Right on. So we're just doing this thing on the show, and we're calling. How did it go?
Yeah.
It went pretty well. Yeah, she's
Great.
cute.
You guys had a good time?
She's pretty funny. Yeah, we had a good time.
And
yeah.
how did you leave it with Stephanie?
Well, that's the thing. We actually met at a bar, and she came up to me, and she said initially that she thought I was someone she knew already. Then we got to talking, and it made me kind of think,
Nice.
did she actually think I was somebody else? She seemed pretty smooth. Seemed like she'd done that before.
And you went back to your place when you went out?
Yeah. Yeah, we went back to my place, and nothing crazy. We just made out a little.
And how did
but
you
yeah.
leave it?
Well, I think she just said she had to, get back. She had to work the next morning, and it was getting late. But yeah, I had a good time.
Was there
She hasn't,
anything about it or her or the experience that's made you second guess?
Yeah, I mean, well, I guess there was a little thing. We were initially going to go back to her place, but she said something like, I don't know if my roommate's still at work, he works late, and it kind of just struck me a little weird the way she said it, like, is this actually a roommate?
You think it's a boyfriend?
Yeah, or is she living with her ex still?
Oh, right.
Oh, he.
Or,
Right,
yeah,
right.
you know.
Right.
seemed
No,
like
by the way, I get it. Okay. So, forgetting that for a second, all other signs indicate that it was a good date and you're interested.
Yeah, I know. I just don't like to get involved with things that are going to cause a lot of drama.
I fully understand. Evan, I want to tell you something.
What are you telling me?
I have Stephanie on the phone. She's been listening to this conversation. And frankly, Evan, I'd like to ask her the question that you just threw out there.
Ooh,
Stephanie,
okay.
do you live with the guy?
Yeah, I have a roommate.
Is it a boyfriend or an ex?
No, he's my roommate.
Okay.
Well,
The drama, you're creating this drama, Evan. This is not like I'm
No, he's not
very
creating it.
straight
He's
up.
just questioning. I'm dropping to this. I kind of feel like,
Yeah.
Evan,
He's in now.
he's in. Evan, I feel like that's a legit question, but Stephanie just gave you a legit answer.
yeah, maybe he's just your roommate, but, what if something's going to happen in the future? Maybe something hasn't happened to you yet, but I don't know. I feel like that opens up a lot of possibilities and just a lot of room for things that could happen.
Okay, first of all, he is my roommate, and believe me, after how he left the shower last weekend, nothing is going to happen between
You
us.
use the same bathroom?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
does he
not a
just leave the
millionaire.
shower
I have a roommate. We share a bathroom.
See, that's the kind of thing. It's like, I don't want to be with a girl who's just, having naked dudes in her house all the time.
Well, I know, Evan, that may be a little bit of, that may be a liberal comment.
Is he going to shower in his bathing suit?
Wait, let's not let this escalate, Stephanie and Evan. So, Evan, I mean, look, she's got a point. I had two female roommates at one point, and nothing happened with one of them. So,
Dude, that's what I'm talking about.
so it can, so it can be true that she's just in this situation. Sorry, I'm telling you the truth, but I do like you guys. I like Evan, Stephanie, from what I've known about him in the last 4 minutes, and I think that you guys should get together and go out again. Are you down, Stephanie?
I have one more question, Ryan, because Okay, so I told him, like, we can't go back to my place because of my roommate before we went back to his place. So where were all these objections then? Like, why was he like, oh, yeah, come back to my place?
Good question.
So he needs to answer that first.
Well, I mean, we were having fun. I didn't want to cut the night short. I
Good
thought we were
answer.
going to have a good time. Wasn't going to pass up having a good time that night.
So I'm good enough.
No, I would have
to
stopped with
come
the
back to your
first
place,
part of the
but
answer.
I'm not good enough to date.
Hey, you know when you're pitching an idea to your boss and he says, I like it, and then you just keep going, and then he changes his mind? Let's stop. And I think you guys should communicate without us, but I don't see the end of the world with you two, okay?
You're going to have to win me over, Evan.
I think I was probably a little unfair. I'd like to give it another chance.
All right. Like I said, you guys are on your own. Thank you very much, Stephanie, for reaching out. Evan, good luck. Treat her nicely.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
He was in it for a good time, but not for a long time. You know?
The second date update, I felt like we were making such good progress, and then it started to be counterproductive a little bit. But there is a fair question here. If you meet someone and they've got a roommate
Oh, no, I would not like it.
that's a guy, I don't have enough time to explain, but in a second I will. All right, the second date update. And here's why this is interesting to a lot of people, possibly. Have you ever met someone that you're into, and, let's say in this situation, Evan met Stephanie, and they went out and they had a good time, but then he kind of stopped reaching out and responding because Stephanie lives with a guy and shares a bathroom with a guy, and he in his mind was thinking, well, how can that just be platonic? And didn't want to get into the drama of it, so he kind of pumped the brakes. Yeah. Tanya, what do you think about it? Would you, if you're Stephanie, would you give Evan a pass for saying, okay, I get that?
No.
Why?
I wouldn't like dating a guy that lived with a girl. I don't know. I would not like it.
So if Evan lived with a girl,
Yes.
you wouldn't want to go out with Evan, even if you liked Evan?
I would
Why?
gracefully take myself out of that narrative.
What if the girl was gay?
Same.
Why same?
Same.
But I'm trying to ask you questions like, what's your concern?
I guess for me, I don't like it is. There's a little bit of that, like I walk around my apartment naked. Like there's a lot of there's living with somebody is really intimate. And I think why not have a roommate of the same sex?
So I have had, and it was for financial reasons, I've had to split a place with 5 people.
Yeah.
2 other guys and 2 girls and me. Yeah. So it was 3 guys and 2 girls and a pizza place. That was a show from way back in the day. Only 2 people may remember, but it starred Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool, which I saw number 2, which is hysterical, but I watched it with my mother. And there's a lot of jokes that she's like, Ryan John. Anyway, so, I guess I understand his initial concern, but I think they owe each other that shot to at least say it to each other and not just disappear.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's weird because I also too. I lived in an apartment with 4 people when I was in college, all girls. It was easy for me. All girls.
But would you
I wouldn't have wanted to live with a guy.
All right, Harper, is this you?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your view? Do you think that she and he should not see each other because she has a male roommate?
Okay, I completely disagree with the advice given. I think she needs to run. This guy is shooting off red flags right and left. The fact that he doesn't believe her when she says that she has a roommate and he just automatically reads extra stuff in. I don't know. You want a guy that listens to you, and the way he thinks that if a man and woman live together, obviously something's going to happen at some point. I think that's really antiquated.
So you
thinking.
think these are all good things that she's learning now and she should not pursue or not even engage again or sit down and talk about it?
Absolutely. I think it's really a bad sign and super hypocritical that after he gets this weird feeling, he invites her over to his place to make out. And then, after
I guess he should. I guess he could have brought. Yeah, I guess he could have brought it up, but he was enjoying himself.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking back to when I did have roommates in LA, and I lived in 2 other places, And every time I drive by with whomever I'm with, I always have to talk about, oh, that's where I lived, and this is who I lived with, and this is what happened. Like the one down on Ocean Park, and then the one in Burbank. The one with the 5 people, and the one with Tanaz where we shared the bedroom.
But you said you had 2 female roommates.
Well, at one point I had one dude. We shared a bedroom.
I know. I would like to explore that a little bit.
I feel like Stephanie'd have a lot of questions about that.
Yeah.
No, that was just because I couldn't afford it by myself.
Of course, and that's
and he was a teacher.
Normal
teacher salary.
But if one of you brought a girl home, how would you indicate to the other one like? Don't?
We were fortunate enough to not have girls that wanted to come home with us, so it wasn't an issue.
Well, okay, that was not an issue.